Kev, I think your mic is muted.
Got it, sir.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
There it is, man. Yeah. All right, sorry about them little technical difficulties. They always take place when you're trying to do something, man.
That's all good. It's all good.
All right, everybody, welcome to the DJ Gatsby Show. We're here on Facebook Live. Also, we're going to be streaming on IGTV, YouTube TV, as well as StreamYard. So, Kev, man, thanks for coming on, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Anytime, Jeff. Anytime, brother.
All right. Mm-hmm. Yes. For those who don't know, me and Kev go way back, grew up in the same hood, a lot of places, did a lot of the same things, man. And we can save that, for another time, man. But big shout out to Spring Valley, man. Town of Ramapo, man. Ramapo High School, the River, Spring Valley Tigers, the whole Rockland County, man. Nyack, whatever, man. That's my part of New York, Lower Hudson Valley, Rockland County, man. That's where my dude is from. All right, so Kev, man, for the people that don't know you, man, tell them a little bit about, where you're from, where you grew up, man, and and what it is that you do currently.
Sure, man. Sure, no problem. First of all, thanks for having me, Jeff, as usual, man. I really appreciate that. So I was born in Brooklyn, and then we had a little stint in North Carolina, and then we came actually to Garnerville, which is obviously a part of Rockland. And, I grew up mostly in Garnerville, and then I ended up doing a lot of hanging in Spring Valley.
Okay.
My first girlfriend and my kid's mom, Felicia Avery, may she rest in peace. She was from Spring Valley. And so I did a lot of growing up in Spring Valley after, I'd say, age 19.
Yeah.
And, but I went to North Rockland High School. A lot of people don't realize that. Went to North Rockland. And then I went to an HBCU, Fayetteville State University. And, shout out to the Broncos.
What is that, North Carolina? Where is that? Where's that, Fayetteville State?
Fayetteville is in North Carolina, man. It's constituent of University of North Carolina.
Okay.
So it was the contrast was to go from a predominantly white high school to all, pretty much, black college.
Well, HBCU, black schools, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, get the same type of learning. Get to see some different experiences. So I majored in biology, minored in chemistry, graduated. By then, my son KJ was born, before I graduated. So I had to grow up real quick.
Well, listen, having a kid will do that, man. That's pretty much how that goes, man. So
I'm sure you know.
I don't want you to tell the whole story, but you said you grew up in North Rockland.
Yeah.
And Spring Valley was a place to be. Everybody hang out in Spring Valley. Everybody came through there. A lot of DJs. They had the clubs. They had the girls, obviously. And so, we welcomed everybody with open arms, whether you was from North Rockland, whatever. So, I'm sure you felt welcome and right at home as well.
Sure.
At home as well. Yeah. Now, you said you ended up going to HBCU and some very difficult courses, chemical courses, science and biology and things of that nature. So because I know now you said I know this from personally, you work at the water company.
Yes.
Is that Spring Valley Water Company or?
No, it's Nyack. Nyack. A lot of people don't realize that Nyack has their own water company. It's Nyack, Suffern, and Suez, which is the old United Water, is the big one, right? But we're pretty much owned by the by the city of Nyack, where I've been 33 years, man. I've been 33 years.
I'm trying to tie that in because I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with your degree or that you had in some kind of way. It benefited you with the current position that you have. Anyway, congratulations, man. 30-something years on the job, bro. Listen, some people ain't worked 30 years, period.
Yeah, 30 it's a blessing, right? So, man, I'm very, 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 very blessed, man. I'm glad that my grandmother, Alma Smith, I'm glad that she told me to get up and go take the test for the water company because I was getting discouraged, Jeff. I was
college degree, black man. I get it.
I got a degree in biology and chemistry, so I'm saying this is gonna be a layup, right?
Oh yeah, there's companies that can do that would embrace you doing stuff like that, maybe like Letterly's or some other companies pharmaceutical companies that in the area of North Jersey as well. But anyway, man, you get the job. You did 33 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Big shout out to everybody, at the water company. I know they sitting there saying, hey, man, this guy thinks he's all of a sudden he's on a TV show now. We see him at work. We see you at work.
Hey, they better tighten up because look, I'm not on the totem pole no more. So they gotta act accordingly, Jeff.
All right. So listen, the few things I want to touch on, man. One, is your love of sports. You come from a sports background, sports family, very athletic. You also, as an author, you wrote a book about some life experiences, and you also, as well documented in your book, as an heart transplant survivor. So I've had you do so many interviews for me, man. We did the Blog Talk Radio. We did book signings out there, and I've talked to you personally, man. But at this point in this medium, it's a little bit different, man. And I want to ask you those questions again. Basically, big shout out to all the heart transplant survivors and your team and everybody that works together in healthcare, man, to help people go through things like that. I got family members going through it. I got health issues, man. And the heart is one thing that when the doctors start talking to you about, excuse me, it gets your attention.
Sure.
So we're going to talk about the book real quick and get that out of the way. Tell us how the book came about, man, and how did you get to the point where you wanted to write that book?
Right. You know what, Jeff? What happened was, I was going down like it was a real dark path, man. It was a journey something that I'd never been a part of, that many people really go through, and I didn't understand it. Right. So what I said was, the sicker I got, I just felt like if I jot down some notes and if I'm blessed enough to get this particular transplant, because at some point the doctors was saying, hey, you need a transplant to go on living. So
that right there, man. That just that right there, man, takes my breath every time I hear you sit and look at you and hear your story, or I hear about other people have issues like that, because I had a friend who went through the same type of thing, heart transplant, and he didn't survive very long. So when I hear this, it really touches home. All right. So you talk about the incidents and the health issues that bring you to that point, and the doctor tells you you need a transplant. What happens right there, man? Like, just with those words right there, what happens, man?
Man, I remember like it was yesterday. We down there, and it was a hospital. It was part of Columbia Presbyterian, but it was up in the Bronx. And I remember my son being with me. And
wow,
when there was
how old was your son at this time?
KJ had to be about 19.
Okay, he's old enough to understand what's about to happen, what Dad's going through at that point.
Yeah. So, when the doctor hit me with those words, and now I'm walking back to the elevator trying to regain my composure, because now I have to be the strong dad and try to transfer that energy to my son that's waiting for me, and all he knows is strength, right? So now
he don't, nobody's expecting that.
Right. So I got to go back to the car and let him know, hey man, they said I got to get a transplant to live, and try to do that without welling up. And
because you still digesting that whole thing, man. Like, I would have, but somebody had to tell me, breathe, man, breathe, relax, man, calm down. So, so you have that talk with him. I'm gonna skip past that, but you have that talk with him and the family, man. I know your brothers and everybody, man. Yeah, like you mentioned your grandmother and family. How do you manage that whole emotional roller coaster that you're going through, man? Because you got to tell the family. You got to tell everybody, man.
Right. And that's the part that makes you emotional, Jeff. That's the part that, because, it's one thing for you. And that's why when, I don't know about you, but if I go to a funeral or something, right, I don't get so emotional, for the dead. I think of myself. If I leave, then that means I leave my wife behind. I leave my children behind. And that's what gets me emotional. So
that's your purpose for living at this point. So
absolutely.
I understand, man. You don't never want to have to be confronted with that, man. All right, so you tell everybody, and you on that road or that path. So in my mind, the next major moment in your life is the transplant time comes. Because I hear people say about transplant. They say, "Oh yeah, you're number 1,247,000 on the list."
Yeah,
not making that trivial, but when you hear that, it's like you can't visualize it happening.
No.
So how does that happen, man? Take me through that situation when you get the call or you get the message or you get noticed that this transplant is possible.
Well, what you do is you're still in denial. You're still in denial about the whole thing because
that you actually need this.
Oh yeah. Because just the thought of somebody have to saw your chest.
Ooh.
Right.
You know, watch the videos. I had a hip replacement surgery. They made me watch a video and get an understanding of the procedure. But go ahead.
Yeah, but and at some point, you realize you're not gonna have a heart in your body for however many seconds, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really trying to like put this together. So what you're saying is, if they say you got to go on a low salt diet, right, or you have to do this, you have to do that, you're doing that to the extreme because all you want is for your heart to get better.
You're trying to get better.
What the doctor said, you don't want to even fathom what he said. So it goes down. It just gets to the point, Jeff, where it gets worse. It gets worse. All of a sudden, you can't breathe. You go from pacemaker, then you go from a defibrillator. You're passing out. You're coming across the Bear Mountain Bridge, trying to shake off a faint that you know is coming. So you don't drive your car off of the Bear Mountain Bridge.
All right, so you still gotta live, you still gotta work, you still gotta go on with the regular life's duties. You still provide for the family. You still, you don't get a chance to just sit home and
no. And I tell this story all the time. My wife who just walked in, she's trying to bring in groceries, right? Those are things. Those things I can't even do. I remember her moving. I couldn't do nothing about that, Jeff, because why? It felt like my heart was literally going to burst. I couldn't breathe. And the doctor said, "Hey, I don't think you realize how bad you feel because you start to tolerate it."
You're fighters, man. You're a fighter. You're a survivor.
That's what we do. We men, we gotta walk it off.
Yeah.
So it got tough. So not until 2007 when that defibrillator. If anybody ever tells you about a defibrillator, right? So the defibrillator, which, if you don't mind, it ain't,
Well, hey, listen, man, it's a family show.
Defibrillator to pacemakers and just tear me up, man. Just tear me up. But when that defibrillator goes off, it's like nothing you don't never want to go through in your life, man. It's just
I've heard of defibrillators. I think people do that if somebody has a heart attack or stroke. They use it to try and bring you back. They be at 1 through clear and all of that.
You're a walking ICU. They call you a walking ICU, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So that part of the story I didn't know. That's a behind the scenes story because you don't know what people go through while they're living with the inevitable fear of either not surviving, or having the transplant. All right, so we obviously one day they call you and tell you you're going to have a transplant. You go in and you have the procedure. Last thing you're thinking before you go in, man. What is it? You saying a prayer. I know the family's there. I mean, I know the support, but what's your thoughts, man? Right there when they say, we're going to give you the anesthesia, Mr. Smith. When the family leaves the room, that because I had surgery, so that they bring you in. You see the family.
Yeah.
Anesthesiologist comes in. So what's your feeling right there, man? When you're about to go in?
You have to dig down deep. And just find that faith, man. Just find that faith in whatever you believe in. I believe. I believe in God. And I just said, you're gonna pull me through. Then pull me through. If it's to be done, if it is your will, then
okay.
Say bye to your wife, say bye to your brother, your boy, and just say, hey, I'll see you on the other side if it is God's will. And that's how I went. And I remember counting from 100 backwards to like 97.
Listen, it's funny. I had when I had gallbladder and appendix surgery.
Right.
I get this anesthesia and they asked me to count from 100. I'm like 198, 62, 45, 7. You know what I mean? And I was out. That's why I'm laughing about that part.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you do the surgery.
Yeah.
And you come out of the surgery and you seem to be in pretty good shape. I don't know what the talks they have you. Now, what year was that again? Was that 07?
Nope, that was 07 is when it got really bad in November, and then February is when I got admitted, and then April 2008 is when I had the actual transplant. So that's 12 years ago, right?
Oh, congratulations, man! You're blessed, man.
Appreciate it
with that story, man. Yeah. And God smile on you, man. You got a lot of work to do. You got a lot of things to do. So everything happens for a reason, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So now thanks for giving us the backstory on that. Mm-hmm. So there comes the book.
Yeah.
So now after that, your life goes on. I guess you're trying to resume a normal, healthy life at some point. Mm-hmm. And you end up writing the book. You end up being a motivational speaker. You end up, parts of organizations
mm-hmm.
That reflect what you've been through, man. How's that journey been, man? Writing the book and living life as an example of, for so many people, man. Because I know you told me about things that you do, man, supporting mm-hmm. people going through stuff like that, man. How's that been for you, man, since then?
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. And, first year is a little rocky because of all these medications. I think I posted something. I had about 52 pills in the morning and maybe 43 pills at night that I had to take. Now it's weaned down, but your body is trying to find an equilibrium, getting used to everything and all. But then when you finally get to the point, I went back to work Labor Day, got out April 30th and went back to work Labor Day. That starts to make you feel like a real person again, Jeff.
Like 6-7 months?
Yeah.
Well, you got to get up and out. I know, when stuff like that, they tell you to get up and out. You're still doing physical therapy. You still have to bring your body up.
Yeah.
So you go back to work 6 months. Wow.
Yeah. And I went into the hospital 205 pounds. And within almost 2 days, I was down to 163 pounds. That was just congestion, fluid built up.
Yeah.
So when I came back out, when I got the transplant, I was 163. So now I wasn't used to being a little skinny dude no more. So
you got wardrobe got to change up a little bit.
Yeah. So I looked a little crazy, but I was blessed because guess what? I was still here.
Yeah.
And I felt good because now I want to pay it forward. So all those little notes that I jotted, I felt
like a journal, basically.
Yeah. So I'm like, let me put this together because guess what? When you sit in transplant groups and you look around and you see the tears in everybody, nobody like their faith is being tested. They almost seem as though there is no hope. They look at it like I'm going to die, right?
Well, yeah, man. Yeah, that's the because you start listening to the numbers and the percentages and survival rates and I'm a numbers dude, so I'm looking at anything on the negative side, side effects of medications, and I'm with the doctor's credentials, and I'm just very skeptical. Mm-hmm. But like you said, your faith is tested, and now you're around people, and they're looking at you saying, "Hey, you're that guy." Mm-hmm. Speaking to people who are either going through or coming out,
mm-hmm.
and that's just powerful, man. When you say paying forward and you sharing that, the experiences, strength, and hopes with these people, man, who may be going through it to help them get it.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that whole journey, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Let's get everybody to DJ Gatsby, watching DJ Gatsby Show, broadcasting live on StreamYard, Facebook Live, IG, Instagram, and YouTube. My man Kelvin Smith, Smitty, Smith Dog. Whatever, we're gonna bring it back to the hood.
Yes, you have.
To the hood and keep it 100, man.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
Now, the name of the book is The Unlikely Candidate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the story of a heart transplant recipient. I don't know the cold title, but the title of the book is The Unlikely Candidate. Now, have you thought about writing another book? If you're following up on that, or what we do? That's what my book readers and my people out there, man, who follow you, man, on a literary path, man. Have you thought about writing another book, or is there something else that works there?
Yeah, I thought about it. Right now I'm busy with a lot of things, man. And as you know, and as many of the listeners know, writing a book takes a lot of time.
It took me 2 years to write the book. When I wrote it, I had so many problems and issues with the editing and publishing,
Yes,
and I tried to do so many things myself. I
Yeah.
posted up on Amazon. It's the #1 bestseller for 1 week, and after that 1 week, I had so many issues with the book,
Mhm.
you know, because I was writing about other people,
Mhm.
and you know, I didn't fact check a lot of things. I didn't get clearance for a lot of things. People were sending me a bio that was written by that publisher. They don't even own the rights to the bio. You know, it was just a lot of things that happened. So yeah, you're right, man. But anyway, it took me 2 years to write the book,
Sure.
and then I took it down to do a rewrite, and that was 4 years ago.
Mhm.
So yeah, I know it could take a long time, man. But you do have a book in mind. You had something that you plan on working on. You just haven't had the time to get to it.
Yeah, man, because what I'm doing is, and I'm sure we'll get to that at some point, man. When you dig down and you really find your purpose, you know.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
You know, and I know my purpose is to inspire, you know, and
Yeah.
who do I like to inspire most? I like to inspire the youth. You know, I like to inspire the youth because they're our future. You know, along the way, hopefully I can inspire some people that are our age or something like that. But it's really about the youth. So when those moms and those dads calling me to like really help their son or their daughter,
Yeah.
I'm all in. So I really want to write about that, you know, because
Okay, you kind of turn the page again, get a different lane. Because listen, you write about what you know. That was experience that you went through with the heart transplant. Now you're a coach, you're a mentor. We're gonna talk about that now. You're a coach, you're a mentor, motivational speaker. You're inspiring people. We talked earlier when the conversation about sports, your love for sports, and being an athlete yourself. You're currently a coach. I understand this football season. You're a high school coach.
Yeah.
Coach with a high school team in Rockland. You can tell me about that now. What was that like, man? Getting a job offer and tell us where you're going to be coaching at this year.
Well, man, look, you know, I coached in the park for a while, right?
Pop Warner, man. The Spring Valley Rampo Griffins, man.
Yeah.
You had great success with them cats. A lot of dudes come through there, you know, balling, and then a lot of brothers out there come through there coaching as well.
Sure.
Oh man, that's a great history out there, man. That's a great history and tradition out there, and a lot of success has been, you know, achieved by coaches come to that. But then again, a lot of coaches have failed miserably. So I want to congratulate you on the success that you had, man. Tell us a little bit about that trip. You know, we don't want to dwell on it too much, but tell us a little bit about that record breaking year that you had coaching your Pop Warner team. You know. Tell us about the team and the success that you had, man, with them.
Nah, man, that was we're going on almost 2 years ago now that we took our 14 unlimited weight kids out to Canton. Well, we started in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
We mopped up everybody in Pennsylvania.
Now, you guys undefeated at this time yet? Any losses? Undefeated, unscored on? What kind of stats look like?
November, Jeff, we lost, right? We lost. Our starting quarterback shut down on us. He quit.
Wow.
Right? He quit. That's a topic for a whole other.
That's sports, man. It's sports, bro.
So he quit. Okay. So now my nephew ends up being a quarterback. We changed some parts around. From that time in November, now we go on a run and we make it all the way through Pennsylvania. And we end up in Canton, Ohio to vie for the national championship, right? We fell short, but we never lost until that championship game.
You lost the championship. So your Pop Warner team, what was that record that season then? You had 2 losses?
That was our second loss.
That was your second loss of the championship game. What was that line like? So when you contacted me, I got in touch with you. You said, Gatsby, listen, we're trying to raise money, man, for these kids. We got a chance and opportunity, you know, to play for the, you know, Little League. I mean, Pop won the championship in Canton, Ohio. You know, for people who don't know that, the Football Hall of Fame is set there. The Hall of Fame game takes place there. All them yellow jackets, you see them cats, you know, getting for going to a Hall of Fame. That's where they go up in Canton. And so how was that experience for the kids? Because it's really about the kids. How was that experience for the kids? I mean, for you as well. Yeah. You know, I know you was an athlete, you play sports too, man, and you love to win.
Sure.
You're very competitive. Your brothers are very competitive, you know. Yeah. So how was that experience, man, for you as a coach and for the kids, man, to take it right there to the brink?
Yeah, man, listen. First of all, to try to feed to try to feed, what is it, about 20 something, about 28 teenagers, 28 teenagers. Man, we did a lot of McDonald's, a lot of Happy Meals, man. So, but
some pizza parties in the park after the game.
Yeah, we gave them a good meal though. We went out to what's the spot, man, down there down south that everybody goes, Golden Corral.
Golden Corral, Shoney's. There's a lot of them little
So we
buffets.
But it was an experience though, Jeff. I mean, you figure a lot of these kids have never even been out of, let's say, Spring Valley.
That's what I'm talking about. People don't see with sports. These kids get to travel. They meet other people. They get put in situations, man, that are going to help them in life. They build character. I know that's how you coach.
Yeah.
When you're a young man, you want to build character and strength. You want to help them deal, with adversity, winning and losing, things going your way, things not going your way, man. And I admire you as a coach. I always admired, when I talk to you about coaching, man. That's what you always put forth. So you, that was 2 years ago. You coached some cats. And now you have a public school opportunity as a coach. Which I want to say congratulations again. But tell us about that opportunity you have now, coaching in public school.
Well, it was I had taken a year. I was getting ready to take a year off, right?
From coaching.
Yeah, I was getting ready to take a year off and just dedicate myself to the whole, the water company, of course, is going to be there, but I'm a personal trainer as well, so I figured I'll get into that and a little bit deeper into that, right? But then someone gave me a call about potentially coaching at Albertus Magnus High School.
Albertus Magnus, that's the name of the school. Now, that's in Rockland County.
Yeah, that's in Bardonia.
Bardonia. Bardonia, which is like what, Pearl River practically, or it's area, Nyack, or
similar, but it's private. It's more New City.
Okay.
It's more New City. So so the man, his name is Brett Cotter. He came at me and he said, Smith, I need you. I said, Brett, I'm done. I'm happy. I'm retired. Right? I'm retired. Right? And so he said, can you take a weekend to think about it? And I said, well, I'll do that for you. So I spoke, I talked it over with the wife, and she knew I missed the kids already. Yeah. Now going to Albertus, come on, Jeff, was going to be a little different than.
Well, yeah, you've been, you've been coaching, in the hood.
Yes,
pretty much. You've been coaching in the hood. You've been coaching in the neighborhood. A lot of young African American brothers of color. Everybody plays in the park now. Don't get it wrong.
Right.
It's definitely a mixed team. They welcome everybody to play down there, but you're going from a predominantly black program with a Pop Warner to something different here at Albertus Magnus. Man, I want to say congratulations on the opportunity and taking it, man. But so now you get the offer, talk to the family, and you start telling your boys, that coaching job where you're gonna be coaching at. Your homeboys, your squad, Start telling the brothers in the hood what you're gonna be doing. I know everybody's happy for you, man. I know everybody's happy for you.
Up front, they happy. You know how that goes. Up front, they happy, man.
They can't wait to beat you as well and to get a chance to play you and beat you.
But you know what? At the end of the day, it's this. If you know me, then you know that I'm all about the kids. Can't nobody ever say nothing different about that. Yeah. And I don't care what color you are, right? But my thought process was this, though, Jeff, going in. If I can blend it, right? Because this is the world. If I can blend, take some of our kids that can't make it to those private schools in Jersey, like Don Bosco, St. Joe's, Bergen Catholic, Paramus Catholic, get some of those kids to come over there to Bardonia. Blend in with what they already have established there.
Well, it's all about the next level. It's all about opportunities. I mean, education as well. But, academics and athletics go hand in hand. So, kids want to be able to play. They want to have an opportunity to go to the next level. And they're not worried about who the coaches is or who their teammates are or what school they're playing for. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. I know it's a small school and a program. You might not get a chance to play a lot of the teams you would love to play, because I know you're a fighter. You'll put a team together. You'll put a team on the field. You don't care who's on the other side. Long the field, the same age group, same size, or whatever it is.
Line them up. Let's go.
Congratulations on that, man. And I hope that works out for. I know the kids then and the parents are definitely going to be a blessing, man, with having a coach like you, man, who understands more than just the game, but you understand the mental aspect and the maturation process that takes place with those kids. And a little older than what you used to dealing with, but you know, you do the job, man. You know, you're a good coach for that, man. Congratulations on that. Now, I seen a picture the other day, you and your brothers, man, and a lot of people might not know your family or your background, man. But another thing too, and this is off topic, but I didn't really realize that Seth Joyner did the intro for your book, man.
Yeah, man, Seth, man.
I just noticed that when I was looking at the book. I said, he got that NFL, he got that bloodline with the NFL. He got connections everywhere, so he got that to do. But tell us a bit about your family, man, and how important sports has been with you and your brothers and then your family, even with your son as a whole, man. Tell us about that sports in your family.
Yeah, well, since we're still talking about, where we come up, people forget that it was like me, Seth Joyner, Indy Basquith, Tim Harris, all of us hung right over there at Thames on Lawn Street, right?
So man.
It was a layup for Seth to do. From
Spring Valley. He was Mr. Spring Valley, man. Anyway, man, that was well known, man.
So that was a layup. So, but I always tell these people, I tell anybody that's listening, if somebody like KJ, Kelvin Jr. started right down there in the park, right, little chunky kid down there. He wasn't always the best athlete, but he was coachable, and so he just ascended and got better. Absolutely. So, it's like 1% of people that make it to the NFL. See, and this is the things that people don't realize.
Yeah, exactly. But the dream and the journey, what a lot of people embrace though as young men, because you get the academics. If you're going to go to school and then you get the chance to go to college, and you get a chance to get the degree, and play D1 or D2 ball, that's the blessing. Sure. Now, if you get a chance to play next level, which NBA, the cats go to Europe. Here they were doing Canadian football, the XFL football. I get it, but my son ended up, scholarship going to football, Mercyhurst University. So I get that part of it. He got the education. He didn't get a chance to go to that next level. But your son, congratulations to the success that he had. I didn't really follow his career that much. Right. I followed. Your brothers, I follow you cats. How was your son doing? And he's still balling, or what's going on with him?
KJ's in football terms now. KJ's an old man. KJ 36. And so he bounced around the NFL, Jeff, because once he got drafted by the Dolphins, right, he tore his ACL in the last preseason game, and actually it was the year that I got out of the hospital. And I was going to ask you what.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So it's like 2000s that he's taking place.
Yep. Okay. He was drafted in 2007. The transfer in 2008. I made it down there to see one of his games, and he got hurt in that last preseason game. And his career was tough to come back from. So he wasn't. He played for about 4 years, but he wasn't like my little brother Keith Bullock was. A little bit different.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about keeping. You're right. Rashad. Hold on one second, man. Let me plug my computer. Hold on one second. Getting an alert over here, man. I want my.
Okay.
Give me a second, man.
No problem.
Wait a minute, where we at, man? Yeah, hold on here. All right, there we go. Sorry about that, man. A little technical difficulties. I didn't realize my laptop wasn't plugged in. All right, so so that's your son, man. Rashad was telling me about your son that he had went pro.
Right.
A lot of cats in Spring Valley, they keep up with each other.
Yeah.
And congratulations on the success that he had, man. It's a wonderful thing. I'm sure you coached him, right on through.
No.
That always got your insight.
And look, Jeff, you know how it goes too. So that's when I took a break after he was going on to Chestnut Ridge, and then he went on to Spring Valley High School, and then he went on to North Rockland. I got sent to North Rockland at that point. Syracuse, Miami Dolphins, Chicago Bears, the Panthers, Carolina Panthers, Cowboys for a split second. You know, so his career was different because he got injured. You know, but he learned along the way too, man.
Well, and again, man, you coaching. You know, you helping him along the way. You know, you mentored him along the way. A lot of people don't know how that path, through college sports to the NFL is. You know, it's a very difficult process, and a lot of times the parents can be a hindrance rather than help when it comes to that. You know, I see a lot of young people with good talent, whether they make it or not, man. So, kudos to you, man, and your wife.
Appreciate it.
For kind of mentoring him through that whole process, and congratulations to him for the success, because he was out there taking them hits, while he was in the stands cheering. Now you mentioned your brother Keith, man. Everybody know Keith.
Right.
Tennessee, the darling of Spring Valley, Rockland County. A lot of success. Kudos to him too, man. How was that? How'd you feel when you seen him make it and turn pro in the whole deal, man? Because how does that make you feel? You got to be proud.
Oh man. Because the other thing was too, what a lot of people don't realize, Jeff, is that we bounced around. Like I said, we were in Garnerville, right?
Yeah.
And then Spring Valley. Then my mom, by then I'm older now, so my mom is living in New City. She went through a couple of things or whatever. She ended up going to Nyack. Keith ended up staying with a friend, so he played at Clarkstown North. Okay. Right? He played at Clarkstown North, but Keith was
great career too, man.
Keith was 6'3". Before he went to Syracuse, I think he was 6'3", maybe 6'2", 195 to go to.
Then being a linebacker, so he had to put some pounds on somewhere.
He put it on, but it's hard for him to keep weight on. So he'd be at McDonald's and all that. To try to get to that 235, But the difference with Keith and these kids, everybody wants to get all the muscles. Keith can run. You got a linebacker 235 pounds that runs a 4.48. That's first round type money, And that's probably one of the reasons why he had such a successful career, because he was just run. He was shut down Shannon Sharp. He was shut down Tony Gonzalez. I'm blown a little bit.
I might look at some film and some tape, man. I forget how bad that brother was, man.
Yes, it.
I did the Giants for a little while too.
That was the last year. He tore his ACL.
Okay, yeah,
ACL in December, and then we're thinking. And that's the Titans did him the same way that they did Steve McNair. They shut the door on you, man. Like,
once you get hurt,
the facility can't do nothing. So they kind of he was in the last year of his contract.
Wow. And listen, I'm sitting there looking at the time, man. We almost done, man. Kid, man. I mean, big shout out to your brother Bo too, man. That's my man.
Yeah, man. Big Bo.
He did me a favor. He was bouncing for me at the club I was at. I gotta holler at him. I think I might owe him a couple $.
He ain't gonna let you forget.
Anyway, man, they're gonna shut down me any minute. I wasn't even watching the clock. Yo, Kevin, man, thanks for coming on. Promise me you'll come back, man.
You know it. You got me anytime.
Again, congratulations on all your success, man. Keep doing what you're doing with the kids, coaching, inspiring people and mentoring people as a motivational speaker about heart transplant, other health issues, man. And congratulations on the anniversary. I think you guys, you and your wife had an anniversary recently. Did I see something like that on Facebook? Yeah, man. Congratulations, man. Once again, it's DJ Gatsby, the talk show, man. We back in business. We back online with my man Kev Smith, dog in the building. Yo, peace, man. God bless, man. Stay COVID free, man.
Absolutely, man. Love you, man.
Appreciate you. Hate to shut it down so quick, but I wasn't really paying attention. The conversation was good, man. But the numbers are great, man. I'm sitting there looking, and I'm glad I relaunched the show, and I'm glad you came on with me, man. I couldn't got a better guest, man. For the coming back, man.
Anytime, Jeff.
All right. So, Kev. Good luck over there at Albertus Magnus too, man.
Hey, man, I'm gonna need it, but it's okay. We're gonna do something.
All right. Once again, DJ Gatsby. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can watch this show, Facebook Live, Instagram TV, YouTube TV, as well as StreamYard. And look for my man Kelvin Smith. He's on my website, Who's Who in the African American Literature.com website, and that book, The Unlikely Candidate. Kev, man, peace. God bless, man. Give my regards to the family. We'll see you.
Man. Same here. All right.
Good night.
Amen.
Peace.